Doncaster Surgery sends cancer text instead of festive message.
That isn't very Christmassy.
Thought cancers were born in June.
Deck your urethra with lots of tumours. Fa la 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 la.
I don't think they were specifically in the urethra.
Chemo bells, chemo all the way. We wish you a merry relapse.
I'm dreaming of the all clear. Oh, God.
Driving Home for Christmas by Chris Tumours in his rear.
Content warning. Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is not suitable for all audiences, and viewer/listener discretion is advised. For example, if, when you just heard the term ladies and gentlemen, you immediately thought about how exclusionary it is, then it's probably best you turn this off now.
Hello, welcome to Dead Men Talking, the leading UK podcast hosted by a big lanky guy and a big fat cunt.
The leading UK podcast.
Hosted by those specific
Oh,
things.
right, okay, by those
We're not
specific...
the leading UK podcast.
No, that's off menu and
We're
that's
not...
shit.
I don't think both of those things are true. I think it's all right, and it's not the number one.
No, Acasters are nonce.
You heard it here first.
I don't know, but imagine if he was.
I know, it'd be amazing. People
Just love little boys' balls.
Oh, that for legal reasons, that isn't true.
And I knew I'd gamble when he was fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he got
I bet you did.
Yeah.
Your little fat comedians group chat.
Oh, yeah.
Sending each other pictures of eggs.
If he hadn't got thin, then they would be the leading lanky and fat guy.
That's
podcast.
true. Thank God for that. Thanks, Ed. Yeah. Maybe take some lessons from Ed. He got thin.
No, we do have a fat comics group chat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he got booted. The minute that you go under 15 stone,
You're out of there. Yeah.
out you get.
It's just going to end up you and Rob Thomas, innit?
You get eliminated like in Among Us. You just float through the ether.
Uh-huh.
Also, the threshold gets higher the fatter Freddy gets.
Yeah. No one under 48 stone.
No one that can leave their own bedroom.
I watched Glass Onion last night.
Oh, yeah.
That
The
film.
Knives Out film, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it the other night,
It's
yeah.
fucking great, isn't it?
I did very much enjoy it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
My only issue with it is...
Can I tell you what my issue is, and you can tell me what yours is, and I will. I bet we have the same issue.
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit daft because it's within the genre of what it is. But I like a film where it's a murder mystery where it is possible for you to work it out. It might not be likely that you're going to work it out, but all the clues were there for you to work it out. But with this, it is fucking impossible.
I think there is a lot more foreshadowing in it than you think if you actually go back and look at stuff.
But at the same time, there's that much...
That is not my issue.
Oh, no, but actually, this happened this way instead,
Yeah.
you know.
That's not my issue.
What was
with it.
your issue?
My issue with it is it's a little too zeitgeisty. It's a little too about now. And it's got COVID-y stuff and that. And I just think that dates it loads. Whereas the first Knives Out is like a timeless classic. You can watch that whenever. Great. All the characters are like really... There's an Andrew Tate spoof. There's an Elon spoof.
Yeah.
There's everyone is a really modern stereotype.
There's a Sarah Palin spoof as well.
Yeah, and it's just too on the nose. And just like... Everything feels like it's about every bit of media made now has to have some little thing about wokeness.
Like Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
Everything's just got to have something nudging on that. Nothing can just be...
Or the environment. Or...
It can't just be a bit of fun. And you can have a message and all that. I'm not saying don't put your personal politics into it, whatever. That's cool. It was just felt a little too... I'm just bored of, everything being about the discourse that has been on Twitter over the last year. And it just felt like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's loads of fun. There's loads that's great about it. Really enjoyed it. I watched just for the first 25 minutes. I was like, ugh. And then I really enjoyed it.
There's some bits that are properly funny.
Oh, yeah,
like laugh out loud funny.
Yeah.
Like have you not seen it yet?
Yeah, I would say
we won't do any spoilers, by the way. We won't do any spoilers.
There's a thick character that makes sweatpants. Yeah. And it transpires that she made them in a sweatshop. Yeah. And there's a great moment when she genuinely thought that that's where sweatpants were made. Yeah. And I thought that was really funny.
It was really funny. It's really fun. And most of it is a really fun, quite campy murder mystery, which is exactly what you want from that sort of film.
Yeah.
Good. And I will watch anyone they make from future, but I was just a bit like, all right.
Yeah.
It's just, every TV and media now. And there was a couple of bits as well that made me cringe where there's a real trope in media at the moment where people are trying to put a line in their script that will be screenshotted and put on Twitter thank you.
Yeah,
and there was a few lines in that where it was there was a
make this a meme.
There was a couple of those.
Yeah. Make your own memes.
There was a couple of those where it's the one where it's no, it's not so dumb, it's clever, it's just dumb. That was a real swing at that.
Yeah.
And there was another one where it's just it's very important to differentiate between speaking without thought and speaking the truth, which is such a I've already seen it all over Twitter with people going, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's so clunkily put there for that. Yeah. And it's just a bit ugh.
Yeah. And it's, to be honest with you, it's a smart way of marketing a film.
This is it. Look, it's very smart. The whole thing's very smartly done. It's my personal tastes and cynicisms that it clashed with tiny bit. But again, I'm talking it's a 4-star film. You know, it's really fucking enjoyable.
Have you ever done a murder mystery?
What do you mean, like a murder mystery weekend?
No, like a night or a weekend or whatever.
No, I have friends I like talking to. I don't need this sort of structure in order to hang out with them. It looks super lame. Have you ever done one?
No, but I've just been reminded that for Christmas I got the Warrington version of Monopoly.
Whoa.
No.
Yeah, if you stop on the final square with a hotel, you own them £20.
Yeah. It's a really quick game because none of the houses are worth anything.
Yeah.
Well, that was the problem because I was really interested to see. I didn't ask for it. I got given it.
Bloody hell! I've owned Golden Square Shopping Centre.
Golden Gates. Gates was the Mayfair, and it's just some gates. They are some posh gates. They were originally designed for Buckingham Palace, but Queen Victoria didn't want it. It's an interesting fact.
People from
we
shit
got
towns.
some second-hand gates.
People from shit towns have loads of stuff like that.
Yeah, just shit thing. But the landmarks are really shit. I assume you've been to Warrington, you've gigged there. Have you seen the big, massive building that's like a pink eye?
Yes.
It's the worst building in the world. And that's one of the main things on this Monopoly board.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the main things in Warrington.
It's a horrible building, though. It's
it's in Warrington. So what do you want them to do? Not have horrible places?
But it's the worst building in Warrington. It's horrendous. And it's this big landmark that everyone loves. It's fucking shit.
I run 2 gigs in Warrington. Yeah. I run one at the shopping centre.
Golden Gate, yeah.
4 times a year. And I run one in Penketh.
I used to live near Penketh.
Did you?
Yeah, I hate
Great
those.
Sankey I lived in.
I hate Monopoly in general. It's a dog shit board game. Yeah. It's just a really badly designed game.
Because you hate capitalism.
No. It's a satire of capitalism that people don't understand. The idea is that it's frustrating and horrible to play, and you see how bad monopolies are.
The woman who made it is an anti-capitalist.
Yeah, that's the point of it. That's why it takes
it's great.
3 hours after you've already won for you to win. So everyone just has to sit there for ages. So anyway, that isn't the point. I got given Harrogate Monopoly, right, for Christmas a couple of years ago, which might be the worst Christmas present I've ever got given. Because I fucking hate the board game Monopoly and have been very vocal about how shit I think it is as a game.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Harrogate because it's the next town over to me that was much posher than us and looked down on us.
Yeah.
Just hated it. And all the board spaces, it's rather than it being the actual landmarks, it's sponsored by local companies.
Yeah,
so it's just whoever paid to be on the board.
Oh,
it's got Ashton's estate agents.
Yeah, exactly. And it's I just hated it. I thought it was gross.
ABBA taxis and stuff.
I gave it to a charity shop on Boxing Day. I went into a boxing and I went...
So that bit is gross. So I am a big fan of capitalism, to be honest with you. I think it gets shit done.
I agree with you on that. I'm not a total anti-capitalist, there are some very good things about capitalism.
Gives a lot of children good jobs.
Yeah. There are loads of terrible things about it and it needs moderating, but I
don't know what's terrible about it.
All the poverty and extraction of resources and the death of the planet.
Well, the Death of the Planet
is a big one.
That's, I mean, but that's going to happen anyway, right?
No.
It's not like socialism's going to protect the planet. That's nonsense.
That's kind of part of the idea.
Nah.
I mean, a true socialist, they'd say, right, no one can use petrol anymore.
I mean, no.
True left wing or true communist, maybe they might say.
No,
can't use petrol.
no, I don't think that.
I think
They would do if they wanted to save the planet.
I don't think capitalism's perfect, but I think it's the best one that we've got.
Yeah, I might agree with that. Like, look, like no system's good, but like it needs a lot of moderation, a lot more than we certainly have in the UK now.
And speaking of capitalism, please join our Patreon, patreon.com/deadmentalkpod.
But yeah, Harrogate Monopoly is the single worst gift I've ever been given. It caused a huge argument on Christmas Day, and then I hated it. Yeah.
Between who?
My whole family.
Yeah. You all argued over Harrogate.
Half of them from Harrogate, half of them from Knaresborough. They had a big row over which was best.
No, we're all from Knaresborough. There's no argument there.
And you still got Harrogate Monopoly.
Yeah, well, it had like one square.
Where you're from.
It had like one square that was Knaresborough. And it was one of the shit ones as well. And it was like, oh yeah, Knaresborough, you can be part of it.
You got the Monopoly.
You got the brown squares.
Yeah. You were Old Kent Road.
Yeah. The Old Kent Road, there's the cunts.
Oh, that's so funny.
It was awful, yeah.
Oh, that's fucking quality.
Yeah.
I was going to say with the murder mystery thing, I have done a murder mystery before, but it was on...
Who murdered these eggs?
But it was...
I think it's more like, who murdered all these women?
There's a trail of hash browns leading to the victim. Why? I do declare it is a most consternating situation.
And the murderer...
For it appears the murderer helped himself to 6 poached eggs before he did it.
And then just sat in the corner because he's too lazy to run off.
But help me understand why such a fat man would do something with so much physical activity.
Yeah. You can tell the killer went that way because the ground naturally slopes down like that.
He certainly wouldn't have fit through this door.
It's Benoit Bière Blanc.
Breaded onion. Instead of glass onion.
Yeah, the fried onion.
Yeah, fried onion.
Fried
Fried onion would have been better.
Would have been better.
So
that's why I changed it.
Yeah.
I did a murder mystery during lockdown on Zoom.
Oh my God.
And it was with my other half's family.
That's what they do in the euthanasia clinics in Switzerland, just to make sure you're ready.
It was honest.
Not much of a mystery then. It was a euthanasia clinic.
Oh, I'm the victim.
It was honest to God, one of the weirdest, most pointless things, because the whole thing revolved around you all had Zoom up and you all had like different parts.
Apologies to the listeners for that noise that just came out of Freddy.
Yeah, that was
just a bit of egg gas.
It was a chicken and bacon wrap that was creeping up.
Learn to chew.
I want it in me now.
Is it still your teeth thing? You're just giving up on chewing now.
It looks as though the murderer tried to swallow the victim whole.
How can you tell? Because her leg's sticking out of his mouth.
Everyone had like a little bit that you had to read, right? And the little bit was, and you had your own like little a thing that you clicked on and you looked, and it was like, you're fucking Darren de whatever, you're a rich oil magnate, and you're fucking Lady Penelope Whistleblower or whatever. You're like Lady Penelope Whistleblower.
It's a bit on the nose, isn't it?
It's honest.
She works for Facebook.
So it was like that basically. And it was really basic, but in order for you to in order for the game to progress, what had to happen was you had to go to a certain web address, solve a clue,
Lemon Party,
and then it would tell you the next. Penisland.com, you say?
2 victims, 1 cup.
And then you would get another web address generated, and then you would go to that one and stuff, right? In theory, it's not a bad way of doing things. However, when you're doing a Zoom over lockdown, you have to remember that not everybody is in their 30s.
Are we doing this with like your nan and that?
Not mine. My partner's So there were people
less after 40.
There were people in the 50s and 60s who were like, honestly, I'd nearly finished it, and I could see people going, HTTPS. Is that a backslash or a forward slash? And it was
like, you don't need that bit.
It was like that for the entire game. So everyone played at a different level. Yeah. And it was honestly, it was 20% murder mystery, 80% tech support.
Yeah. It's like, can whoever the killer is, can they fucking off these cunts so we can get this finished?
It was really obvious who the killer was as well, because it was the only one with a motive.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And then at the time, it was brushed under the carpet. Like, some of the dialogue was like, oh, I don't mind that. You know what I mean? When it's like, Yeah, it was... And I think
it sounds bleak.
It was pretty shit. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
One of the worst sort of lockdown.
The worst experience I had was doing a Zoom comedy gig where they didn't inform me until I was about to do it that I wouldn't be able to see or hear the audience. So I was just doing stand-up into a camera and then sort of like pausing in silence. And in my head, I was like, this is depressing all the way through it. Then afterwards, I turned it off and it's the most lonely I've ever felt. I was just so powerfully alone in that moment after just doing like 10 minutes of like down a camera. I was just like, oh God. I thought this would make me feel better, but no.
I did a, the drive-in comedy gigs.
Oh, mate, I did a bunch.
Mate, I did one that was in Skipton, in a field in the middle of nowhere, right? And it was on a farm, but there were residential houses literally just there.
Did they not let them beep?
They didn't let them beep.
I had the same thing in Wales.
They didn't let
Me and Brennan went to one that was in Cardiff, that was in a field next to a caravan site,
but
and they couldn't beep as well.
Because it was in July.
So they were supposed to beep for laughing?
For laughing, that's what they normally did at the drive-thrus. Yeah. But these ones just flashed the lights at you.
Well,
so you tell a joke and they just do...
So, this one...
It's brutal, mate.
This one was an early one, so it was still light outside.
So you couldn't even see the lights?
I
just take on the flash. So in hindsight, I'm grateful.
So honestly, I was just sat there like this. You stood up, you was doing the gig to a car park, basically full of people. And I had no idea how I was doing, right? But at one point, I saw one car do a 3-point turn.
I had a drive out, but my one, they couldn't even nail the turn, so they had to do another because it was really wet, so they were like skidding a bit, so it took them a while.
It's honestly, it's so
a drive out is brutal.
It's so funny watching, because the thing is when you get a walkout at your gig,
they might be off for a shit.
They might be off to the bar. They might need a wee. They might need a cigarette. They might have had a phone call. You don't immediately go, that person hates me. But when there's a drive out, you're like...
They're gone. Lost them. But I remember I was stood, like Brennan was on before me, and I was stood watching at the side of the stage, watching a friend of the show, Brennan Reese, have a horrific time.
Yeah.
But it's one of those where I couldn't even enjoy my mate having a horrific time because it was my turn next. So like I ended up doing it. So I just played to the security guards and tried to make them laugh. There was like 3 of them and they laughed and I was like, that's who I'm doing this to.
That's all you can do.
All you can do. You got to find anything.
I suppose with the drive out as well, it's even worse because if it was a walkout, you could even go, well, maybe there's somewhere else they can go. With a drive out during COVID, they've got to go home.
Yeah, they're going back home.
There's
to
nothing
lockdown.
else to do.
They prefer being isolated. It's like if you're on a date with Duffy and she just...
We need to know which staying in.
She's going to stay in next to the radiator for a bit.
I mean, we've already diced with death on this podcast on 2 episodes.
I'm bringing it back, baby.
You're going to be halfway around the world when
this is it. Can't cancel me in Australia.
It'd be so funny if there was a massive kickoff in the UK and
I just didn't know.
You with the has Joanna landed yet?
Yeah. I like the UK comedy one. But the difference is she lost her job. Like, you're complaining to me. Like, I'll just not check my emails. I'll be all right.
You don't check them anyway.
Exactly, yeah. I'm immune.
I'd like it if it goes the other way and finally all the stuff that we said about Australia catches up. while Rob's in Australia.
Oh, God, yeah, there's a big controversy about, like, it's on the news. Tonight at 10, some bloody pums call us all rapists. You can't prove it. You haven't caught all of us.
And they had a go with Duffy. Oh, national treasure.
I don't think Duffy is
Well, we have Kylie Minogue, maybe.
That's true.
Duffy.
Maybe it's a SWAT program.
Yeah.
I like the idea.
You can have Joss Stone.
They're all lining up at the airport waiting for you to come off, all just taking Viagra pills.
Get the boot.
I'll rape him for hours with this.
For new listeners, everyone in Australia is a rapist. Well, 98% of people.
Yeah, no, fuck new listeners. Catch up. We're not helping you out. We're not holding your fucking hands.
And hello to
We're not Australian.
Hello to all the listeners in Australia, by the way, of which we have got quite a few.
I know we have got quite a few, and I'm quite worried about meeting some of them.
we were number 4 in the stand-up charts in Australia this week.
I know. I did see that. Yeah, I'm like, could we not get popular in Australia before I go? I'm going to have to be pre-lubed when I go.
I purposely didn't mention it because I'm genuinely hoping that something happens to Rob when he's out there.
Yep, fingers crossed.
If you got raped in Australia, it'd be so funny.
I mean, it would be ironic.
Yeah.
You know, it would be egg on my face.
Not the only thing.
Then it'd be me. Ben would be like, it's the easiest case of rape I've ever solved. It's the poached egg rapist.
Why, this appears not to be semen, but albumin. That's the most intelligent egg rape joke you're ever going to get on this podcast.
And there's a long old list.
Speaking of... No, I'm joking.
Do a segue. Go on.
Speaking of getting bad news...
I mean, sort of. Are we talking about that?
Is it? Can you class it as having bad news if you've just been raped?
Yeah. It's not news to you, is it? You were there when it happened.
It's bad news finding out someone else has been raped, maybe, but not yourself.
Yeah.
The rapist is going, don't shoot the messenger.
Hey, I'm afraid it's a bit of a good news, bad news situation.
Yeah.
You're going to have sex. But it's
Good.
with me now.
Good news, I bagged up. Bad news, you didn't want it. Yeah. Can you...
It's a bit of stand-up I could never get to work. When McDonald's started doing paper straws, I was like, it's very much like a rapist putting on a condom, innit? So it's like, yeah, thanks, that is a bit better, but overall the problem remains.
And that's a bit that you could never get to work.
No.
The paper strowing condom was like a rape. Hello, Brighton. It's a pleasure to be here. What is the difference between a paper straw and some rape?
I might try
I said.
I could probably do that at our tour. It'd fly, wouldn't it?
I honestly think I'd rather be raped and use a plastic straw than never be raped and have to use those water straw.
That's the way you phrased that was like the quote, "It is better to have loved and lost."
Yeah. It's better to have been raped and a plastic straw.
We've said rape too many times in 16 minutes. Mm-hmm. We need to...
And then every 3 weeks we'll be like, why do we never get monetised on YouTube?
Yeah. Rape. Pedo.
Yeah.
Well, we're already this far in now. If people are offended by rape now, they're not still going to be listening.
Okay.
And if they are, they deserve it.
I think everyone's... Oh, God.
Not rape. Just
I think everybody's offended by it. I don't think anyone...
What were they wearing when they were offended by this?
I don't think anyone's like, look, it doesn't bother me personally. It doesn't bother me. Right. Although...
I think there are some people who are unoffended by rape.
Rapists.
Australians, yeah.
Right,
Same thing.
Right.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
So...
So dumb.
So, let's. If you go up to the email that I've sent you,
It's here already. I've already got it.
So this is something that I found on the internet this week.
Yeah.
You're gonna love this.
Yeah, you say this week, for the benefit of listeners, we recorded a bunch of these in advance of me fucking off to Australia. So, if you've seen this on the internet a month ago, that's why.
Doncaster Surgery sends cancer text instead of festive message.
That isn't very Christmassy.
Cancers were born in June.
Deck your urethra with lots of tumours. Fa la 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 la.
I don't think they were specifically in the urethra.
Chemo bells, chemo all the way. We wish you a merry relapse.
I'm dreaming of the all clear. Oh, God.
Rudolph the red prostate reindeer.
Yeah.
Had a very shiny ass.
Oh,
my God. Okay.
Driving home for tumours.
Well, that isn't even anything.
I just wanted to do one about tumours, and it was the only one I could think of.
Driving. What he did there, right, is he thought driving home for Christmas, and he changed.
Driving home for chemo would have worked fine.
I'd already done chemo.
I know you had. You wasted it too early.
Driving home for tumours. Doesn't make any. It's not even. That might be the worst one you could have picked. Driving.
That's
You
funny.
should have just done Driving Home for Christmas by Chris Tumours in his rear.
Oh my God! Driving home for tumours.
Which one would work for tumours?
I don't know.
There's got to be one, isn't there?
Good King Tumorsless. I had a tumour in my ass, my bum 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 bum.
5 tumours.
Still shit.
4 tumours, 3 tumours, 2 tumours. And now I'm in remission.
It's really bad.
It's so bad.
Really, really bad.
What's bad about it? Apart from all the talk about cancer.
Oh my God! That is.
Simply having my final Christmas time.
It'll be lonely
Next Christmas. Okay. So, I assume they didn't send this in song form. That would be insensitive if that's how they were sending out diagnoses.
Oh, what was the rule? Never do a Patreon, then a public. We've done it
this the
again.
wrong way round.
We've done it again.
Right.
So
Doctor's Surgery sends cancer text instead of festive message.
Yeah.
So they meant to send one saying, right, so the second one that they sent, I'm going to read the second one out first. The second one says, please accept our sincere apologies for the previous text message sent. This has been sent in error. Our message to you should have read, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. In case of emergency, please contact NHS 111. Go on.
which is a reasonable thing for a doctor's surgery to send at Christmas.
Yeah,
What they actually said, everybody.
I mean, you don't really need it from your doctor. It's unnecessary.
What they actually said was this to everyone. From the forwarded letters at CMP, blank, which is a doctor's name, has asked for you to do a DS-1500 for the above patient. Diagnosis, aggressive lung cancer with metastases.
Metastases.
No, this is metastases.
Metastases?
This is metastases.
Oh, yes, with an Egyptian god. Metastases. I say metastases, you say metastases. Metastases.
Oh, that was...
For a minute, I thought it was metatestes.
I think you thought it said mega tasty.
Is that the new McDonald's range?
It's really funny that it's aggressive lung cancer as well.
It could be a worse one.
It's not just like a passive lung cancer that's just hanging out.
Yeah, come and get it
aggressive.
checked out. No, you've got the aggressive one.
Yeah.
I love the quotes in this, me. There's some funny quotes. Let's have a look.
It's going to ruin your Christmas, isn't it, that text?
Oh, here we go. Miss Hargreaves said after she received the original text while she was out shopping, she felt sick to my teeth and broke down.
Should go to the
Teeth is
doctors.
the problem, yeah.
She added, I just had a mole removed and was awaiting a result from a biopsy.
Oh, no! But why would it be in your lungs and give you a mole? What kind of cancer's that?
And I had been to hospital as my smear test came back abnormal. So, yes, I was very worried.
Oh, I wouldn't be telling the paper I had an abnormal smear.
I think she just made a cancer at this point, this woman.
Despite repeated calls to surgery, she said she struggled to get through to speak
Yeah,
to
it's
someone.
probably quite busy.
Everyone.
I'd like if that smear's abnormal just because it fucking stinks. That's why it's rated as abnormal.
Yeah. Oh, no, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just blue.
Who's been eating scampi fries in the lab?
Carl Chegwin's the one. Carl Chegwin has some great quotes. The first thing I thought was, is this some kind of sick joke? Yeah. I mean, it is literally
sort
a sick
of,
joke.
Yeah.
It completely took me by surprise. It's not often I go to the doctors. They're out of the blue. It's cancer. I'm sat there scratching my head thinking, I do smoke. Do they know something I don't? How would they know?
If you've not done a test.
You've not been.
Yeah, they definitely can't tell how aggressive your cancer is.
They've just told people a few days before Christmas they've got terminal lung cancer. They can't do that.
They didn't say terminal, to be fair. They said aggressive.
And also, they didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
It's not like they go, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, I don't think they were like, hey, Margaret, tell you what, I'd be a laugh. Let's tell them all they got lung cancer. Lol. Someone sent it in error, innit? Because it's not, the message is for another doctor as well, innit?
Yeah.
It's them going, can you get test results on this?
But, I mean, I would, if I'd got that message through, I'd go, oh, that's an error.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't for a minute go, oh, I've got cancer.
Fair, if you've just had like
if you just had a biopsy
on a mole and a smear test, I could see why.
I can see hers, but Mr. Chegwin, Carl Chegwin, I don't usually go to the doctors.
Yeah.
But I just thought a text out of the blue saying that I had aggressive. It's like, well that's obviously.
Maybe they can tell with me Fitbit.
Well, listen to Mr. Chegwin's next problem in the issue. What if that message was meant for someone, and then they're told it was a Christmas message, then again told, oh no, that was actually meant for you?
That would be such.
So what? His problem.
What a roller coaster.
That was his problem.
His problem was the old triple bluff.
Yeah. It's the apology text that's the problem for Cheggers. That would be very funny. They were like, "Oh, thank God, it's not for me." Oh, another text.
Also, if it's one of their admins that sent out a mass text, I wouldn't be trusting them to empty the bins.
Two very different tasks, I would say. Different skill set involved.
The poor bin man going, I've just been told I've got cancer.
And now I'm not allowed to use my phone, according to Carl.
It's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah. It's fucking incredible, though. Like,
I think it speaks to a modern phenomenon of people wanting to make the absolute most out of any mistake.
Yeah. People just like being angry, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, because if that happened to me, honestly, I think I'm not even sure it'd make my here's what happened today list.
And you'd be like, oh, finally, sweet death.
Surprised it's in the lungs.
It's weird. This tumour seems to have like almost a poached quality to it.
Sorry, is that tumour wrapped in sausage meat and breadcrumbs?
Tumour mayonnaise.
Tumour mayonnaise. Oh my God, that's. I mean, it's better than driving home for tumour, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like tuna mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's all right. It functions as a pun. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Speaking of big fat cunts, here's a walrus.
Here's a walrus. That'll do. Yeah. So what happened was,
I feel seen.
So it's
well, it's hard not to see you.
At New Year's Eve at Scarborough, right, for New Year's Eve, a walrus got out of the water at the dock, right, and the bay, and like just hung about. If you just pause this video, and it was there for hours, right, and it was causing a big scene. They ended up cancelling the fireworks so they didn't spook the walrus.
What?
Yeah, because it was like they thought the fireworks might fuck it up.
Sorry. Why has anyone asked about a spooked walrus? Why is that on anyone's list of priorities? Oh, I don't want these fireworks to scare a walrus.
Yeah. Well, they didn't know what condition it was in.
Sorry, do they think it's not going to be afraid if it's in the water?
Well, no, the idea was that they just didn't do the fireworks because there's a lost. Anyway.
But that walrus is going to be around anyway.
Yeah.
Imagine being underwater and hearing it.
It's the walrus's fault.
He's got a bit lost, is the thing. So he's already a bit fucked up. He's gone to an area where he shouldn't be. Like there aren't normally walruses in Scarborough.
Maybe he only came to look at the fireworks.
Yeah, maybe. Well, it turns out he got quite bored, actually. So this is later on at night, right? The fireworks have already been cancelled, and people have gathered to like watch it.
Wait a minute, is that a walrus with his dick in his hand?
The walrus does have his dick in his hand. If you want to play this is what the walrus got up to.
W. Look at the size of his cake.
Oh, so wank.
They cancelled the fireworks for the walrus, and it sat and had a look at Corey on it.
Go on, Bob.
Is that a walrus's wank?
That's a walrus having a wank, yeah.
Right.
And like, tell me that isn't how you do it.
What's it?
I move my hand.
It's how you look while you do it.
I move my hand, not my hips.
It's really going for it, isn't it?
Honest, right? Okay, so
look at the size of it.
Okay, so I'm just going to throw this out there. That is the first time I've seen an animal wank.
You never seen a monkey wank? Monkeys wank all the time.
No, but I've never seen it, like watched it.
There's a lot of monkey wanking videos.
No, I know, but I've never seen one.
You never seen it in like a zoo or a safari park? I've seen that.
No.
Yeah. You've never lived.
Look, I've seen.
I watched a video of a woman who thinks she's a cat wanking.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know why animals don't wank around Freddy. He's already made them come.
So my dog humps things, and I've seen that before, but I've never seen animals just wank.
Yeah.
It sounds like that song on Dumbo.
Yeah.
I've seen my dog wank, and I ain't never seen no.
But like, it seems like he gets off on people watching him.
It's a little
people gathered around, and he's just like, "Fucking yeah, have a little look at
This is
that."
the walrus Louis C.K.
Yeah, well, I think maybe this is why they didn't want to set the fireworks off. They thought it might be like, they might think that they're celebrating it.
Louis, get back in the CK.
Hey.
What
Louis C. Kelp.
What's the a caption go along with it? A walrus getting lost, ended up in Scarborough, and then masturbating, and then someone's putting capitals in public, then having a sleep, and then Scarborough Council cancelling the New Year's Eve fireworks display in case it woke him is the denouncement of 2022.
Denouement.
What?
Denouement. Not denouncement.
Oh, right.
You
yeah,
say
yeah, yeah.
denouncement, I say denouement.
When they're angry about the in public thing,
Yeah, I
he's not
know.
going to get a hotel, is he?
I know, this is it. That's not the biggest issue. He's a walrus.
You're not getting an Airbnb, are you?
That's the longest sentence ever. It feels like it should have about 3 sentences in there.
Okay, English teacher Quinn's come back out.
Well, it
After
just
failing
feels
to
long.
read an English word.
Behave. I still don't understand the thought process behind anyone who went, oh no, we can't do the fireworks. It might scare the masturbating walrus.
I don't know if the walrus was wanking when they made the decision,
But
I think it was pre-wank that they decided.
But loads of people will have probably turned up for this.
Yeah, but then
The show must
All right,
go on.
I'd rather
Hold
see
on.
a walrus than a firework display.
This is it. How much better than fireworks is a wanking walrus? Like, that is a story you remember for the rest of your life. I've seen
Okay.
fireworks loads. I have
Wanking
never seen a
walrus,
wanking walrus.
Wanking walrus, by the way, sounds like a brilliant party game. Wank, like Hungry Hippos.
It sounds like-
Wanky Wanky Walrus.
Sounds like a kid's fun warehouse, you know? It's like the Jungle Bungle, Wacky Warehouse, Wanking
It's like- no,
Walrus.
it's
Could be a comedy club.
It's a mascot. That's what it is.
Yeah, I've got a weekend down at the Wanking Walrus, this.
It's a mascot. Wanking Walrus is a little mascot.
I think that's a massive upgrade.
But what would have been even funnier is to see a petrified walrus with an erection freaking out and trampling over Scarbohydrates.
Scarbohydrates you're going with.
That's what they
Okay.
call themselves.
I think maybe why they did it was they didn't want to give the walrus a new fetish. They didn't want to like spook him with loud bangs in case that was the only way he could come from then on.
Again, this is why he came to the firework display.
Can only orgasm if I'm listening to Katy Perry.
I think I don't know the reason. I assume it's like, it was just a distressed animal they didn't want to fuck up. I don't know, but they just
He doesn't
did.
look very distressed.
Yeah, no, he seems like he's chilled right out.
He's on a wank and fallen asleep. That's when I'm at my least stressed.
He's having quite the New Year's Eve.
Yeah, maybe that's why he looked stressed first, because he really needed a wank, and he's like, oh fuck, I've washed up in Scarborough.
Well, yeah, because if you think about it, walruses will have to go on land to wank. You can't wank in the sea.
You don't know that. You don't know a walrus can't come underwater.
Right, Google.
Can a walrus wank underwater?
There's no way he's going to find this.
No, Tom can't use a computer at the best of times, let alone to find this.
I'm going to put where do walrus mate.
What?
No, that's not what we're asking.
Well, they do it in both the water and the land. So they
mate
can
there.
come in the water
Yeah, that's
and they come in
different
the
to a
land.
wank, isn't it?
All right, where do walrus masturbate?
Like, Freddy exclusively has sex in children's bedrooms, but he wanks all over the place.
Yeah, but I just thought there'd be more of an option of there, and then we know that they can do
They can
both.
definitely jizz underwater. That's fine.
Where do walrus masturbate? So the internet.
No, but do they know that they can?
What do you mean? Do they know? He's doing it on
They
video.
ever tried?
Walrus masturbating on a rock.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we would know.
No, but
if
don't
they did.
Google where do walrus masturbate. Google, can walruses masturbate underwater?
So, there we go. 7 crafty animals who masturbate without hands. They are crafty.
Wait. Go up. Just put the walrus thing on hold. I want to hear about 7 crafty
All right,
animals.
before we click it, let's guess animals that can wank without hands.
Right, snakes.
Right. Can you minimise this so we don't see any? Minimise this. Just minimise it. Yeah. Just right. Snake is your first guess.
Why they don't have hands?
Turtle.
No, that'd take
Frigging
ages.
it with a flipper really slowly.
Take 100 years.
T-Rex.
Firstly, they have hands.
Yeah, but they're only little.
That's the first problem
But
with
they're
that.
only- they're only
But
little.
They have hands, and also they don't exist anymore. You fucking spanner.
I'm surprised you didn't call it a T-Humer Rex.
Right.
So,
Currently living animals, they've got to
okay,
be.
all right.
Right.
You need to be more specific.
all right,
A starfish.
Jellyfish.
Octopus. I bet an octopus has a wank.
right.
Yeah,
what
they've
about
got hands, yeah.
what about a horse or a goat?
A horse.
Well, they don't have hands, do they? They got hooves.
I know, but how are they wanking with them?
You are.
They're really hard and sharp.
Are we classing like your dog humping the sofa? Are we counting that as masturbating, or are we counting that as shagging the sofa?
I think it's a form of masturbation if there's not another animal involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think if you...
Birds. They got wings.
Birds is a great
Yeah,
shout.
but I think you're going to have to get specific. What type of bird's going to have a wank?
Ostrich.
An ostrich.
Oh, imagine.
All right, he's fucked it.
Imagine-
He was onto something so briefly.
Imagine like a pigeon and be like, "Oh, pigeons just shit on me. Oh, it's just cum."
Wait, I don't think
Hold on. Is that cum?
That pigeon cum.
do birds have dicks? Do they have
They've got-
cloacas?
the women have cloacas in it, because that's
Right.
half vag, half arse. A cloaca. It's a mix of
Oh,
both.
right.
It's like a non-binary gooch.
Right.
It's a bit of both.
Giraffe.
A giraffe.
Yeah.
How's a giraffe wanking?
With its head? With its neck.
Sucking itself
with its,
off.
No, with its neck.
Right.
Yeah, its neck.
The only non-binary gooch I know tried cancelling the podcast the first week that it aired.
I think giraffe is a front runner at the minute.
Giraffe is not a front runner. We just started
Its
ignoring
neck. Its neck, definitely.
I know, you've said neck.
Giraffe, I think, might make sense.
Yeah.
So, are we going with snake, giraffe, birds?
Axolotl. Axolotl.
I think walrus, because it came up in the article.
Lizard.
Lizards have hands, though, don't they?
Yeah, sort of.
Oh, like a bearded dragon, perhaps.
They sort of have hands.
I tell you
With
what,
their tongue.
this is what Tenable should be.
Yeah. What 7 animals can masturbate without their hands? But if it was Tenable, the question would be 3 paragraphs long.
Yeah,
So it'd be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
fingers are not hands. Hands, tentacle is not a hand. Yeah.
I reckon dolphins.
Yes.
Dolphins
Oh,
have
'cause
sex
they're
and
shouts.
pleasure.
That's a great shout.
Shouts.
That's
I'll give you that one.
All right, now
Pigs.
we will
going pigs.
we will double your salary if you can tell us, if you can predict how a dolphin would masturbate.
Not worth my
£2.
time.
£2 we will give you.
Literally not worth my time.
Right, let's have a look.
What, if I could predict how dolphins masturbate,
Yeah.
they fuck.
This isn't a real offer,
Coral.
by the way. They fuck coral. Okay, we're fine. We're going to be all right.
So they get coral that's hollowed out like a fleshlight.
Have you ever run your hand over hot coral? It's incredibly sharp.
Oh, yeah. Dolphins
I
love it,
love
though.
the idea of a dolphin just sizing up a hollow piece of coral.
Clicking into it to check the echoes.
Oh my god!
Right, let's see what animals can whack without our hands.
I swear, if this is behind a pen,
Penguin!
penguins.
Reject.
But that's birds, though, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a type of, but penguins. Oh, they rub themselves on the snow.
Oh, that's
Penguin.
clever.
A possibly
The catches are possibly
That's
masturbating.
not okay. That poor penguin. Can you imagine if it saw that photo? It was like, I wasn't wanking. I was just sliding.
Even though penguins can't fly, they've found ways to get off. If you see Match the Penguins, you know things get really dire everywhere.
The sensuals slide of the Adele penguins,
Yeah,
which they all the Adele
turtles. I said turtles.
the Adele penguins are interesting because they used to be dead fat. They lost loads of
They
weight.
do it against rocks and sliding on the ice.
Turtles, you called
I
turtles.
did call turtle.
You did
You
call.
know, you said
Video unavailable. Oh my god.
If you did, video's private.
Oh my god.
They've made the masturbating turtle video private.
Can we get up a video of a masturbating? Have you ever heard a turtle come?
No.
Right, when turtles, right, YouTube.
Why do you know this, and why are
YouTube-
you so excited by it?
YouTube turtle orgasm. They make a really funny sound.
I want to see
They go-
Donatello. He'd be
They,
like,
no,
Radical.
So
Sayonara.
So when a turtle orgasms, it makes this amazing sound where it kind of goes like this. It kind of goes like that. It's really funny. Google turtle orgasm.
Oh, there's a video of a turtle shagging a ball there.
They're fucking horny little things, aren't they?
Well, all teenagers are, aren't they? Teenage ninja.
Mutant.
That was pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
See what he did.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Here we
we're
go.
in.
Ready?
Is that how the shag? Just
No,
banging them in on a
he's
wall?
getting up to it.
Okay. How fast do they come? This video's only a minute long. He's not even on her.
Ready?
Poor turtle woman.
Just listen.
This looks like a turtle rape. She is running away.
It's like when you let a bit of air out of a balloon.
Isn't it the cutest sound? The other one's not impressed at all.
No, she's
Yeah, no sounds
we're
from the
watching
female.
a turtle rape.
Turtle rape. Turtle rape.
Oh, it's a bloody Aussie turtle if ever I've seen one.
Only one. Never wanted to be your weekend lover.
Back of its mouth looks like a vag as well. All right.
All right, we got
All
it.
right.
That's really funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was funny. Yeah.
Right.
There you go, turtle. I was
so we've
right.
had
I get
penguins,
one.
we've
I
had
got a point.
turtles. So how do they masturbate?
They just rub the parts on stuff.
Dolphins.
Dolphins,
there we
told you.
go. Shagging
If this is
coral.
they've been known to have orgies and regularly engage in male, and female oral sex, so masturbation should be no big surprise. Oh, and
Find themselves to rub things on, but not
bit
coral.
of fabric.
Yeah, a bit of fabric is not coral, Tom.
Sometimes.
Oh, and sometimes they also put their penises in each other's blowholes.
Yeah.
Fuck off, they do.
That's not wanking. That's just, that's just creative shagging, isn't
I
it?
think that's attempted murder for a dolphin, isn't it?
No, you can choke fuck someone without killing him. You know?
That's their version of a strangle wank.
Yeah, it's a little dolphin Michael Hutchins.
Yeah. If David Carradine was fucking what was it
Dolphin
called? Reincarnated. Is this a dolphin masturbating? Oh, he's rubbing itself against like a towel.
Yeah. Little dolphin dick. Quite disappointing dolphin dick, isn't it? Little small dick.
Yeah, it's not very good at all, is it?
Tell you what, I am slightly worried that we're going too highbrow on this podcast. Worried we're going to alienate people.
I think we might be talking about animal sex too much. We do it every episode.
Let's carry on. Who else? What other animal wankers are there? Without hands, very specific. Hedgehogs.
What?
They've sort of got little hands.
Yes, hedgehogs masturbate, and they do so
They suck themselves off. That's why they're rolling into a ball all the time, innit?
Yeah, they're actually, when a predator comes, they're like, oh, I'm just going to suck my own dick.
And they're like, ugh. That's why foxes don't eat them. I'm like, that's fucking weird, mate.
Gross. I'm not eating a pervert. Fuck off.
Would you shut yourself off if you could?
It's one of those. Look,
No, I know where my dick's been.
Yeah, there's a bit of that. Look, if it was possible, I definitely would have done by now.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't do it.
Everyone would do it once.
I don't think it'd become part of my routine because whilst you've got your dick in a mouth and that's great, at the same time you've got a dick in your mouth, which is bad.
Yeah, but also...
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
But also, has there ever been a point where you've been offered a hand job and a blow job and you've chose hand job?
Well, totally. But I wasn't the one giving him. At the same time, if you were offered the choice between giving a hand job and giving a blow job,
Yeah.
all
you're
right.
tugging them off.
All right, but if you were offered the chance to give a hand job or not give one,
To
Yeah.
give
you wouldn't give it,
or
would
not
you?
to
You wouldn't give it because it's yourself. It's different.
Yeah, weird thing
yeah.
is, if I suck myself off, I'd swallow.
I gargle. Right, go
Get it all
on.
over my face.
Next one. Imagine gargling cum. That'd be the worst.
The next one
imagine.
I've just seen the next one, and it's one that's really obvious. And we should have got it.
People.
Elephants.
Elephants with their big trunk.
They're the big nose.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
They just rub their dick on rocks.
Rocks.
Oh right, I thought it'd be the nose. Don't use the nose.
No,
Male
rub
elephants.
the knob on roads. Let's watch the video.
They rub their dicks against rocks and shit.
Yeah. It's quite a long video. Can we scoot forward a little bit till he's on the
Oh,
rock?
he's having a drink first of all. Standard.
You want to be hydrated. There we go. Right, he's slowly moving into place.
Oh man, that's fucking weird.
Not doing
Where's he
it.
going to find his rock? Here
There
we go.
he is.
Oh, there we go. He's,
Oh, he's banging that right there.
he is thrusting with some power.
Nelly the elephant packed a trunk and said goodbye to the circus.
Baba, what are you doing? Here's a pitch. Remake a Dumbo, but instead of massive ears, it's an enormous schlong.
And he flies like a helicopter.
Upside down.
I bet this part must have already made Pinocchio, but it's someone with a dick, and every time the light gets bigger.
100% has to have happened.
Yeah. If not, Dick Bush.
We'll get onto him,
Walrus.
We've seen. We know that. We know that. We've just watched that.
Squirrel.
I
nearly said squirrel.
I had nuts in the cheeks.
A wanking squirrel.
Yeah.
I would never have said squirrel in a million years.
They just rub themselves on stuff.
I think I've seen a video that did it, so I was going to say it and got distracted.
This one's a minute long. As if that's a squirrel.
No.
Oh, what?
Right now is what I think is a chipmunk masturbating. He's having sex with this tree branch.
A chipmunk?
This is a Douglas.
Is that what they call squirrels in America?
I thought they were different animals.
I thought so as well.
Maybe he just thinks it's a chipmunk, but it's a squirrel.
Maybe it is a chipmunk. And other rodents, it says, to be fair. Squirrels and other rodents. They're similar, aren't they?
Is that the squirrel squeaking, or is he shagging a squeaky toy?
I think it's the squirrel, mate.
Yeah,
'cause that is
I'll tell you what, if
crazy
you could
fucking-
zoom in, look at the intenseness on its face.
Oh, it's crazy, yeah.
It's very weird.
Wild-eyed. I want to see the post-nut shame in its eyes afterwards in a minute.
It actually has a post nut as
What's
well.
impressive?
Because it's a squirrel.
I mean, it's been a mixed bag for him today.
It really has. It's been all over the dartboard, hasn't he? There's been some treble 20s, but there's been a fair few ones.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been some treble 20s, but he's also hit a referee. Oh, shit me, man.
Male squirrels also masturbate to clean out their sperm ducts so females don't get STDs from old semen.
Which is also my excuse. I'm protecting you.
Why are old seamen fucking squirrels?
That's your one.
And where are they getting them from on their boats?
They masturbate with a bottle of bubble matey.
That's it.
Monkeys. Yeah, there we go.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
For the editor, that's on Mashable, that article.
Yeah, thank you, Peter Allen Clark, for writing that.
That's to say, well
Should we
done.
read his little
Well
bio?
done, Peter Allen Clark.
Peter Alclay's got a little bio here. I've done neat stuff all over these United States, from sailing lessons on the Puget Sound to motorcycle maintenance on the back roads of upstate New York.
Yeah. Okay.
I've
cool.
also kept a cat alive for 10 years.
I mean, that's not an achievement. Cats keep themselves alive.
Yes, his little joke.
It's not one I'd pop at the bottom of an article about animals masturbating, to be honest.
Yeah, you don't want to close with it, do you?
I've kept its prostate very healthy.
How did we get to that? By
Well,
the way?
because we were talking about the walrus wanking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a simple,
It was a simple
straightforward shift.
Yeah, especially for us.
Yeah. So, yeah, there we go. Congratulations to the Scarborough Walrus. I hope it got home safe.
The Scarborough Walrus.
Yeah. I I genuinely think...
If you live in Scarborough, by the way, that is a great name for someone's fat mum.
Saw your mum wanking down the pier.
Oh, the amount of people's mums tagged in that.
Got too many Scarbohydrates.
I like Scarbohydrates, to be honest.
I bet you do. I bet you do, you fat cunt.
Scarbohydrates.
Well, like their stadium, Scarborough Town Stadium, used to be the McCain Stadium, the theatre of chips.
Really?
Yeah, they were sponsored by McCain's, it was from there.
Oh, my
So there was
God.
the McCain Stadium. Sadly departed now, Scarborough FC. They don't exist anymore. But yeah, their stadium was nicknamed the Theatre of Chips.
Wow. Okay, what else have we
I've got two
here?
other stories here. One's called Bum and one's called Living in Floorboards.
I
So do
vote
you want-
unbum.
So you want for Living in Floorboards?
Yeah.
I want both of these things.
Yeah,
to
we'll
be
get
honest.
to both of them, let's be real.
Yeah, but we'll go with Living in Floorboards first. I've only
Okay.
sort of skimmed this one, but it was fun.
I imagine this is going to be about someone living in floorboards.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Really struggling to click that link there, aren't you?
It's because the internet's really shit, Rob.
Yeah, it's the internet. That's why Excel
Wait, the
wasn't
police fugitive who lived under the floorboards of his Wigan home for nearly 8 years.
working. Christ. Let him off. He's done his time. He's lived in Wigan for 8 years.
I think he meant under floorboards.
This is a really old story, but they're just dragging it up.
Okay.
Like him from them floorboards.
40 years, Mark, since Norman Green was found to be living under the floorboards of his own sitting room for 7.5 years and had been surveyed with the police.
Of his int's sitting room. It's a place.
Back in 1974, the then 36-year-old had been arrested and quizzed by police regarding allegations of an alleged offence at the home of an 86-year-old woman.
What offence? Let's have a little guess what offence this guy committed in a home of an 86-year-old woman.
Also as well, he's 36 there.
Here's a grand... Is he 36?
That's what it said.
Fucking hell.
No,
living
that's
in
after
Wigan-
he came out.
Right.
Oh, right.
So he's 44
Is he gay?
and he's been living under...
Yeah, I mean, I heard her coming out of the closet, never the floorboards.
I was like, you found me.
Nomma, 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 get me to prison quick.
Yeah, that's just what living in Wigan does to you. Isn't it?
He's the most attractive woman in Wigan.
The thing is, though, he got arrested for an offence. After questioning, he was released.
Yeah, so he got away with it.
So
He'd been hiding for 8 years.
And then he was so frightened that he returned home to find a police car outside his house.
Yeah.
2 days later, and then 2 days later, he went on the run.
What is it? The crime? It's got to be a rape. It's got to be.
Yeah.
After shivering in bushes for 3 days without food or water, he realised he could not abandon his wife and children. So he went home in the middle of the night and hid in the shed for a week while spouse Pauline sneaked in cups of tea and sandwiches.
This is like
It's a foolproof plan.
This is like the old man, the thief, and the canoe thing, isn't it?
Worst episode of Hunted I've ever seen.
Eventually, he plucked up the courage to go back into the house and hid in a cupboard for 3 days.
Yeah.
When with council
He got found by Colonel Hans Lander.
with workmen carrying out renovation work, there was a danger of his being discovered there, so he sought refuge inside the settee after hollowing it out from behind.
Wait, so he hollowed out the settee and
Like Danny DeVito in fucking Always Sunny.
He hid in a couch.
This guy's overthinking this
Right,
shit.
so
Just get in the couch if the police come.
Well, this sentence. During this time, police made repeated visits asking where he'd gone, and one officer even poked the settee with a stick while Mr. Green was inside it. They suspected he was in it and still didn't find it.
I'll tell you what, how lazy is that police officer that rather than just unzip the couch and see,
Yeah, he just poked it with a stick. Good enough. That's clear.
Yeah, that's fine.
not even with his own hand, so he could feel something, just got a stick.
Here's the settee. It's not even big.
Yeah.
God, that looks so sad.
It was while a resident of the sofa
While a resident of the sofa is an incredible sentence.
that a long-term plan formed in the fugitive's mind. He said after his discovery, I started to make a hole in the floorboards with a penknife. There was a gap about 2 feet wide between the floorboards and the concrete floor. It was about 6 feet long. That's where I lived, without coming out at all for the first 2 years. I just lay on the concrete floor, never seeing daylight or any other human being but Pauline.
Right. How does he think this is better than prison?
It's much worse.
Way worse than prison. You get exercise in prison. You socialise. You get meals.
I honestly love the idea that he was living in a sofa and he saw living under floorboards as an upgrade.
Yeah.
Like he was like, oh, I'm going to live.
This is the Shangri-La, lads. We're fucking loving it.
His wife passed him food and drink, but his tomb-like bolt hole was beginning to have an adverse effect
I
on his
read
health.
that as tomb-like butthole.
I did it first. It's a good job I read it before. And his weight plummeted to 7 stones. He said it was also terrible lying there listening to his 6 children playing just inches above him.
Oh, God. So did the kids know he was in there?
They must have.
Like, they can't done, though, because if you tell kids, they just tell stuff.
Yeah.
Kids don't keep secrets.
Yeah, but having said that, if a kid comes
My
up to
dad
you-
lives in the floorboards.
Exactly. My daddy used to live in the sofa, but now he
Yeah.
lives under the floor. You'd be like, of course.
Wait, kids don't keep secrets. I've got to go.
But like, I was about to say, surely like someone at the school, if they heard that, they would know the mum was up. But they didn't really have safeguarding 40 years ago, did they?
No.
If you got nonced, it was on you.
Yeah.
So yeah. But like, I don't think the kids knew though, because otherwise he'd just talk to them through the floorboards while they were playing. Surely. Just get out. This isn't a good plan.
He's still playing hide and seek, Dad.
Close the curtains. Just close the curtains and get out of the floorboards.
Yeah.
And then if there's a knock at the door,
Get in
the
the
floorboards.
Yeah. Just wait upstairs.
Go in the back room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a million ways to do this better than what this cunt's come up
Just
with.
go to prison.
Firstly, don't rape a grandma. How about that?
Well, that's not.
That's your first
We don't
step.
know they did that yet.
I actually like the idea that...
This doesn't feel like an innocent man's
Well, he did
actions.
an interview afterwards.
I actually
so.
like the idea...
Oh, yeah, and the police have caught every single person who's done every crime ever.
I actually like the idea that this is a knock-a-door run gone horribly wrong. And it's a really petty crime.
Yeah.
He's stolen some milk or something.
Yeah.
Well-
and he's been like, I'm in too deep.
Let's carry on. After 2 years, he began to emerge when no one else was around and was confronted in the mirror by a straggly-haired and bearded Robinson Crusoe figure. However, while incarcerated, he would wear his wife's old clothes in case any visitors wondered why there was men's clothes around the house.
All right, this isn't about the crime. Right. This is nothing to... So this guy has committed an unspecified crime in the house of a female pensioner, and has then gone, hey, I'm going to have to be constrained wearing women's clothes in order to avoid the police.
I'm going to have to grow my hair really long.
Yeah, I'm going to have to put an apple in my mouth and get spanked.
I think we're going to have to tell the kids that there's 2 mums. Oh, my
There's a
God.
picture of him, I assume,
Yeah.
before.
To be fair, if that was
Often.
my missus I'd had under the floorboards, she looks like Phil Neville.
Go up. She does look like Phil Neville. That's really funny.
He looks like Roy Cropper.
Yeah.
He began to see the children again, but they were always out of the room when he came out from under the floorboard, so they never knew where he was hiding.
Just every night they come in, he goes, ta-da!
I think they could probably guess eventually. That's going to fuck him up more, not knowing where he's coming from. He was rumbled once by 3-year-old Christian Coates, who saw the Fagin like Mr. Green in the lounge playing with some of his children. Despite telling his family, no one believed him.
In what way is he Fagin-like? Like Fagin led a gang of thieves. Like, this guy's not
lived
leading
underground.
Anything. I don't think Fagin did live underground.
I mean, he's more like Shredder, if anything.
Yeah. Tutankhamun-like.
It was only in March 1982 when police responded to a neighbour's tip-off that the game was up. Mr. Green's first words were, "Thank God it's over." He was never prosecuted for the alleged offence for which he was originally arrested. So he did all that for nothing.
Yeah, this didn't have enough evidence, yeah.
But the story of his self-imposed imprisonment hit every tabloid front page in the land.
What was the crime? I want to know the crime. It's got to be something serious enough that you're like, I've got to get out of this.
No, but it also has to be something light enough that they went, oh, we'll question you, but you get off.
I don't know if you've heard about police conviction rates for rape, but they're not great.
Well, also, if he did it to an 86-year-old woman,
if she was
he actually
dead.
played a blinder, because he's just got to wait 4 years, then there's no witnesses.
Wait till she's dead, yeah. And you can't get DNA evidence off an old woman as well because their dry old fannies just absorb all the cum.
I thought
You thought there was a point?
I thought there was something scientific.
What's not scientific about that?
That's science, mate.
I thought you were going to say because of DNA procedures, because the dry old fannies absorb all the cum.
Rob, can you do me a favour, please? Could you go, science?
Science.
It's like pouring water onto parched ground.
Exactly. It's all gone instantly. You can't swab that.
The dry old fannies absorb all the cum. Wow. Every word in that sentence is just as bad as the one that preceded it. Dry old fannies absorb all the cum. It just gets worse and worse and worse as a sentence.
The child. What are you?
I would Google and see what crime he did.
Oh, God. Is this the same guy?
I don't know. There's
No,
another guy with the
the
same name who
in Wigan,
slaughtered 2 boys.
In Wigan, the child killer of Wigan.
No, this is 1955.
Right, yeah, and he got executed.
Maybe his dad, though.
What a coincidence, though. Being
Yeah,
the
I know.
second criminal Norman Green in Wigan.
Yeah. Man, Norman might have been quite a popular name in that.
Yeah, still, specifically Norman Green, who killed 400 people. Smiling Man killed more than 400 people. Yeah, we're not going to find this one. Our guy under the floorboards is a minor criminal after this fucking 400 killer. That's crazy. I've never heard of him. That's a fucking number.
That is a number 4.
I thought only Shipman was putting up those sort of numbers.
Yeah. Welcome to All Killer No Filler. This is Rachel Fairburn. I'm Kimmy Pritchard McLean. So anyway, let's move on. What was the last thing that you wanted to show us?
Oh, yeah, we've got one more story. So, yeah, this story's been sent in a lot. I've only just decided to read it out because it got sent to me so much I couldn't be asked.
Yeah.
Headline is, man went to hospital with World War I shell stuck up bum and caused absolute chaos.
I bet, yeah. I went on holiday to Haven in Skegness when they found an unexploded bomb on the beach and it caused havoc, let alone up someone's jacksie.
Yeah.
That's to evacuate the beach, closed it down for 2 days. It was the talk of the campsite.
How did he have a World War I shell stuck up his arse?
Well, he's 88. Maybe it's from World War I.
It's supposed at 88, you're getting baggy enough to put whatever you want up there.
An 88-year-old man in France showed up to hospital with a shell in his bum from World War I. And
Right.
management called for an evacuation.
He just tripped over on Sword Beach.
An evacuation was what he wanted. It's what he went in for.
Can I call this now that I think that this is bullshit?
Right.
I think that this is some sort of bollocks that people have believed.
Oh, no, it's gone now.
It's in the. It's on
What's
the
it?
Indie.
Indie100.com.
It's on the Indie.
Right, okay. So
that's
first
done
of
a lot
all,
of stuff, not
first of
news
all,
website.
I want to know exactly why he'd stuck a World War I shell up his arse.
Why do you think, Freddie?
What, sorry?
Why do you think someone might shove a shell up their arse?
I don't know.
You've seen the shit that people get up to. Look at that wall over there.
I
Maybe he's
know.
a gun runner.
And at what point is the 88-year-old man on there? Old people.
I mean,
Old people are
he's
birds.
pretty old.
You know,
That's it,
yeah.
Right, okay. But you can buy a butt plug.
Sure, but maybe that isn't giving him enough thrill. He's 88. Maybe he's always had this fetish, and now he's like, fuck it. If it goes off, I'm 88.
Yeah.
You know?
When he's shoving it up his ass. Who do you think you are kidding?
He's French. You know, so he probably started running away when it was halfway up.
According to a report from the French site Va Matin,
Yeah.
the older man, the incident occurred on Saturday evening in
Santmus.
emergency room in
Toulon.
some.
An apple, a
Too long,
mango,
it's not hard
or
to
even a
read.
can of shaving foam. We're used to finding unusual objects inserted where they shouldn't be. But a shell? Never! One of the
Yeah,
hospital
but that's
staff
going to be in French as
Yeah.
well. Une shell? Never.
At first, management of the hotel launched the partial evacuation of the hospital, particularly the pediatric part, receiving help from firefighters and security. I don't care about the evacuation.
The gynecology unit was operating manually. All right.
They reassured us by telling us that it was a collector's shell from the First World War.
So why was he shoving a shell up his arse?
It was a collector's one, so it's not like a
It's not an active shell. So he just shoved it up his arse. He's like, that'll go up there.
It was 5 or 6 centimeters in diameter and 20 centimeters long. It was removed from his abdomen through abdominal
It is
surgery.
kind of the right size and shape.
The man is also now said to be in good health.
All right, good for him. And good spirits, I imagine.
This isn't the first time war memorabilia ended up in an unusual place.
What?
Vietnam?
In 2021, an anonymous patient in Gloucestershire slipped and fell on a World War II projectile.
Yes, it's not the first time someone's had a bomb up their ass.
Sorry, slipped and fell on a World War II.
It's so much
That's the best that you could do.
It's so much more embarrassing. Just say you
Slipped
shoved
and
it up
fell.
there because he thought it might feel nice.
I was
you know?
just walking round with my pants round my ankles and my boxers down when I slipped and fell.
this.
I'd go even further. I'd say I was lying face down and it just fell out of the sky.
Yeah, I have it on a shelf, and I was led down trying to separate my arsehole just to check that it was all right, and then a shell just fell into it.
Yeah, I honestly think if this happened to me, I would just the least embarrassing way is just to fully front it out. You'd be like, you've already got to go to hospital because you've got a bomb up your ass. You'd be like, look, I have an unexploded bomb up my ass because I thought it would make me cum. Now, can you get it out? Please?
I would not go to hospital straight away. I would spend all day perfecting the perfect Hans Gruber impression.
I will count to 3. There will be no 4. Start squatting.
Or do the Jeremy Irons fucking... As I was going to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives. Oh, I've got a bomb up my house.
Yeah.
I'd go to Gloucestershire Hospital because at least they've got a history of dealing with it.
All right.
No one
I
else
mean,
has
you
done it
wouldn't
before.
because it's 2 and a bit hours away. How are you going to drive?
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
All right, we've got another bomb up your arse, have you?
Which way to the bomb up arse removal unit?
I'll tell you what, though, great services in Gloucester.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Get yourself some charcuterie on the way home.
While we're talking about that, T-Bay services are now the shittest services.
Yeah, I also
Too
think,
busy.
Like T-Bay and Gloucester are both overrated. It's just like middle class people want to go around the expensive butchers.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have one that has a 24-hour Mackey's.
Yeah, Sandbach.
Yeah, Sandbach is pretty good.
M6 toll.
I think it's called Pennington Water. It might be Kennington Water, something like that is my favourite.
Which one's that?
It's up towards the lakes. It's on like an A road. There's like a big A road.
I
It's
know
not
which
quite.
one you mean.
Okay.
And it is just like, it's quite small, but it's just made out of like old sandstone. It's got a Mackey's. It's just got this view of an amazing reservoir of like big glass
Yeah.
like out of it. It's fucking beautiful. Although I did get trapped in the toilets by paranoia for about 40 minutes once because I walked in there so stoned, and I walked in and it was just full of coppers, like cartoonishly full of police. Like it's like 1 a.m. I'm on my way back from a gig. Someone had given me a joint after the show. I was like, I'll be fine. I'm on the motorway. I walk in, I'm stinking of weed, and it's just fucking wall to wall. I went and sat in a cubicle and just waited. I was like, oh, I can't go out there. I had to wait for like 45 minutes until I felt it was like quieting down, and then just go. I didn't even get a Mackey's. I just went and got back in my car and drove.
Tell you what you should have done. Hidden under the floorboard.
That's the move. Getting under my car, man.
No, what you should have done, put a bomb up your ass.
Oh, I already had it. Yeah.
Under your car, Matt. Big fucking, the lankiest cunt in the world under a tiny little car.
This'll do it.
Some copper poking the car mat. Nope, that's fine.
I don't know where he's gone.
Not in there.
The bloody vanishing act, this lad.
He checked in the car. Nothing in that car mat, mate.
Fuck me, man. That's funny.
But yeah, don't. The rule is if you're going to put anything up your ass, make sure it's got a base. It needs to have something that stops it from going in further. No matter what it is, it needs to have a base. That's why butt plugs are designed like that, so it can't go any further, so you can grab it and pull it out. The things that always go wrong are things without a base.
Do you have a...
What's your favourite thing to put in your ass, Rob?
I don't put things in my ass.
You know a lot about it.
To be honest. No, it's just sensible advice.
Yeah, it's sensible, isn't it?
I don't know if I've ever had any objects intentionally inserted. Fingers, I don't think I've gone beyond a finger, you know, because like, a finger's always done the job enough. You can tickle a prostate with a finger. You don't need anything larger.
Same.
It's not the stretching I'm into.
Same here. And if I had to pick a finger, I would say Cadbury's.
Looks like Cadbury's when it comes out.
That was bloody white chocolate when it went in there.
Do you have a lovely question today, Tom?
I could get you a lovely question, yeah.
Dum. Tom's lovely questions.
Look,
isn't that
what a
lovely?
shit riddle.
Right. Okay, this one's a person.
Yeah. I think we need to just shout abuse at Tom for a minute.
Okay,
just
so
to
it's a yo.
Oh, fuck off. That's fucking shit, you stupid little cunt.
Okay, so we've got a yo-yo,
Yeah.
someone being knocked out,
Yeah.
and someone playing Uno. What is it? Oh, it's Yoko Ono. Brilliant. Yo, as in yo-yo.
That would be a
KO,
lot better than
as
the
in being
standard.
boxed
It's
out.
exact standard. It's the
It's a lot
exact
better
thing
than what
that
you do.
Uno and Ono, that's the same thing.
I remember
God, guys, how did you not get it? Dum, 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 dum. Right, okay. Some come from the Discord has asked if you could chop your dick off and slap someone to death with it, who would it be and why? Oh, I think I'm going to pick Rob. Rob, I think I'm going to pick Freddy's mum. The end. Thank you for listening. Go fuck yourselves. Right.
Are you worried this podcast is going a bit stale?
We've just gone through 7 animals that masturbate without using their hands. Stale? Oh, no.
Oh, we're only just getting started.
We've only just begun.
The first question is, would you rather rim a dog or be rimmed by a dog?
What are we doing here?
Would you rather rim a dog or be rimmed by a dog?
That's from Will Ruan.
Thanks, Will. I think in order to up the stakes, it's got to be your dog.
I haven't got a
What,
dog.
sorry?
It's got to be your dog.
Okay.
So I've got to do it with my dog, you know, not
Okay.
to because obviously with your dog, I'll do both just to upset you.
Okay. So what I would say to that is...
Your dog's so little
it's-
as well, you can just pick him up with one hand and be like, blah, blah, blah.
So it's always going to be rimmed by a dog.
What?
So you'd rather rim a dog?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't considered-
What's more...
I'm not so certain. The certainty is more worrying than either answering it. There's definitely one.
No. Listen, right? What is more grotesque? Feeling a good dog's tongue licking your ass,
It's worse than a Prestonian accent, innit? A dog's tongue up your ass.
or getting your thumbs separating.
I'm not
the dog's
separating
bumhole.
it. I'm not gaping his bumhole before I
have
lick
to.
him. You don't have to.
Does the dog,
his
hang on,
bumhole's right
hang on,
there.
is the dog separating your butt
Yeah.
cheeks?
You are
He's got his
sorry.
little paws in there to separate
No,
it.
I'm bending over and thrusting.
You're separating him yourself.
Yeah, I'm separating
You
myself.
don't need to. My dog's arsehole is right there.
Right, okay.
It's just like- it's just I can just see it.
So picking your dog up and just sort of...
I don't know if I need to pick him up. I'll
All
get
right.
down to his level.
Oh, I think that's worse. I think picking him up is less
Oh,
weird.
yeah, it's quite
It's
degrading.
hard to pick my dog up. He's wriggly. He's quite big. You know, he's not like a
He'll
little
stay
dog.
still if he's getting his bubble lit, though.
No, I think you wriggle
Maybe
more.
that's the training. Maybe that's what I need to do with him. Our dog whisperer is like, yeah, you know, he needs a bum licking.
Yeah, it needs a little treat.
Yeah.
Got 2 milky eyes.
Yeah. The main problem I have with this, it's what it does to your relationship with your dog. That's my concern.
Every once in a while, I'd walk past it and just wink at it.
Yeah. It's just like, oh God.
You'd have to, though. You'd have to choose to be rimmed rather than rim a
Depends
dog.
how much rimming you've got to do. Are we doing this to completion?
Yeah.
Or are we just
Pedigree
like going,
Penny.
if I could just like lick, if I can just go, and that counts.
No.
5
No.
minutes.
It's whatever it is.
5 minutes or the
is-
dog coming.
So whatever it is the same amount of rimmage on both sides.
Yeah.
So if you're just going, nah, then the dog's just going, nah. On
All right,
you.
I'll do that. Yeah, do it quickly, get it over with. You've not thought about
No,
this.
No.
Wait. It's
No.
either as fast as the dog can come or as fast as you can come.
My dog's got no balls. We're gonna be here forever.
So it has to be get rimmed by a dog. It has to be. Because that's way less gross.
Yeah, I agree,
because, right,
But
if you're...
when
right,
are you getting another opportunity to rim a dog?
Right.
When do you get?
Every day.
It's your
If you
dog.
want, it's your dog. All the time. What are you on about?
It's not cool
It's
if
not
you're
like
just
the
doing
dog's-
it for a laugh.
It's not like the dog's consenting.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
While
I'm
it's
sorry,
your
mate.
birthday.
I'm like, I'm sorry, mate. I'm doing this for you. You don't understand, but I'm
So-
saving you a real issue here.
So look, right, if you're being rimmed by your dog,
Uh-huh.
there is a chance that you can close your eyes and pretend
Finish.
it's something else or someone else or something.
I'm not trying to enjoy this.
No, just trying to get through it mentally. But
Right.
there is no point whilst rimming a dog
I'll be
that
honest.
you can imagine that something else is happening.
I think you have a stronger mental control of your imagination if you think you could switch off whilst being rimmed by a dog.
I'm really good at compartmentalising.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you going to think about?
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't think I could
What are you gonna think
zone
about?
out.
Rimming your dog.
Traitors season 2.
No, I think I'd just get really into it, give him a reach around. Let's go.
Okay. Well, that was the dark question. Let's hear the silly one.
So what have we decided? You're going to rim your dog and you're going to get rimmed.
What would you do?
I'd definitely rather. I've not got a dog, but I'd rather get rimmed by a dog.
Yeah,
than
obviously,
course.
but you know, you've got to make it an argument, have you? Otherwise, there's no content.
Okay.
Silly one. Let's go for if you had to get a tattoo of each other.
Nah, fuck that.
All
Fuck
right,
that.
who wins in a fight? Rob, Freddie, and Tom, armed with cricket bats, or 5 grizzly bears?
5 grizzly bears.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
5
one
grizzly bears.
grizzly bear.
What's the
One grizzly bear
And,
wins against us with cricket bats.
what's the third one?
Uh,
Having said that, a brown bear we'd probably have. Brown bears are pussies.
Right.
5 of them,
grizz-
though.
What? Sorry.
5. Yeah, that's
Five grizzly bears. Wait. So
I don't
we're-
think we'd be able
so
to beat
we are-
5 koala bears.
So we're outnumbered by bears,
But we've got cricket bats
but bears
that won't
are
be
bears.
immediately swatted out of our hands like toothpicks.
I think the only way we'd win this if it was instead of a fight, it was a game of cricket.
Even then, I wouldn't fancy it. They're fucking fast. I would need a fucking machine gun to stand a chance in that.
So at the 2000 Paralympic Games in Sydney, go on.
Right, at the 2000 Paralympic Games in Sydney, the Australian men's basketball team won intellectual disability. Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
This is wrong. It's actually the Spanish.
Yeah, it's
men's
the Spanish. It's
Yeah,
not
it
the.
is,
It's
We've
not
talked
the
about this on
Australian.
another podcast.
Yeah.
The Spanish basketball team basically faked disability
yeah, I
and won
remember the story.
gold.
I
Which
don't.
Paralympic?
I actually don't think they won gold. I think they won bronze.
Yeah, they didn't win, did they?
No.
but they still got the medals stripped.
Bloody
Turns
hell,
out
Will.
10
Could you
of-
not do the basic amount of research?
Will,
for this
Jesus
question?
fucking
Basically, all
Christ,
these
Will.
silly questions are shit.
Yeah, you shit cunt.
Which Paralympic event do you think that you could fake your way into, and how well would you do?
Right.
That's a good question.
Yeah, you could
It's a good
easily
question, but it's poorly researched.
You could easily go into any Downs category and no one would question it. Easily. You just have to be a bit nicer.
Do they have Downs categories at the
You
Olympics?
just have-
Yeah, I think so. They let them have a go. Yeah.
they?
The 200 metres cuddle.
You pleased with yourself?
Yeah, that's quite fun.
That's your one. The
Thanks.
200-meter cuddle.
I reckon the blind ones I could win.
Yeah, it's quite easy to fake blind.
Fake.
No. Because the thing is you right? If you close your eyes right now and tried to do anything, you couldn't because it's so.
Yeah, but you don't have
I've
to close
got
your
vision.
eyes. You don't have to close your eyes to be blind. You just got to do this. It's got to
some
look
sun-
blind.
put some
doesn't it?
sunglasses on.
Pop some sunglasses
okay.
on.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, yeah.
Fair enough.
Like, do they have like an ADHD category where like you win if you turn up on time for the race?
You'd be fucked.
I'd be absolutely
Turn up
shagged.
half an hour late for every
Yeah.
podcast recording
Yeah.
in about 6
My
months.
100 metres time is 30 minutes and 15 seconds.
It's the quickest to finish, is quicker to start.
yeah.
I mean, 15 seconds isn't great as it is it?
No, I'm not claiming I'm getting great at the 100 metres, mate.
Which Paralympic event do you think you could fake your way into? What about murder ball?
What, the wheelchair
Oh, no,
rugby?
that was really
It's
hard.
fucking intense, that. Yeah, like you got to be really good on the wheelchair. You need really good upper body strength in order to be able to like accelerate and turn quickly. Those guys are fucking hench, the murder ball guys.
What about?
And like they're psychos. It's the last one I want to play. Like, because they're all guys who like had a limb blown off in Iraq and have gone, I still want to do violence.
What about like the football one with the bell in the ball.
Right.
Oh, with blind football, yeah, I'd fucking smash that.
Yeah.
Depends how what level of partial sighted though, because obviously
Fully
Josh
blind.
Pugh plays partial sighted football for England. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
that, I've seen clips of that, and it's like I couldn't compete with my sight. But like fully blind, where they like really can't see, because Josh is like partial sighted.
Yeah.
But like really fully blind, then yeah, probably you'd have a good chance of running around and
Yeah.
in order for it to be believable, you're going to have to do one of the fat cunt sports.
Which is what?
Shot put, sumo, competitive eating. I'm running out of ideas.
Sumo, I'd do.
Yeah. I don't know if they have Paralympic sumo. Although I'd fucking watch it.
I mean,
Just some fat cunt with no legs. Good luck getting him out of there.
I mean, there are some sports in it where some disabilities are an advantage.
Yeah.
And, like Downs is an advantage.
Oh, God, in sumo, they'd smash that category. Come on.
Yeah, maybe not gymnastics, but sumo is where they
they'd
are.
batter it.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, there we go. You'd be in down sumo. That'd be yours. I reckon I could look like I could fake having spina bifida. I could pull that off. I'm just like, I've got a spina bifida. They'd be like, yeah.
Dwarfism, I could go for that.
Yeah.
I don't know what sports I'd win, though.
Just have to wear a big hat.
You're not allowed to do intellectual disabilities anymore. They're not allowed.
Right.
It's like a...
Do they not have categories anymore for intellectual disabilities?
No, because of this.
Yeah, I think it's kind of fair enough because, like, I don't see how it stops you doing sport. Like Jack Grealish plays for England, you're fine with learning difficulties. You know,
Yeah, Harry Kane.
this is it. Like, you know, it's got to be something that makes you worse at the sport.
Ricky Belshaw was telling us how there is a...
Friend of the show, Ricky Belshaw, former Paralympian in dressage, just to catch you up.
He was telling us how there is a... Oh, and there was another guy, Jack Hunter Spivey.
Yeah. It's either Spivey or Spivey. He's
table tennis.
Table
And he
tennis.
was-
Shout out Jack. I've met him a couple of times.
I
Good
think
lad.
it was Jack who was saying that there is a genuine controversy around some people making out that they are more disabled than what they are in order to get themselves in a better category,
well,
which they know that...
I watched a panorama about this, about the categories. There's a big scandal in it because basically just on what a doctor says can either make you the best athlete in the world or no one. If you get moved into a category you shouldn't be in, you've got no chance. Like there was a wheelchair racer who got moved. He was in a category for people who had no use of their core muscles because he didn't. But then a doctor reclassified him into a category where everyone could use their core muscles, and obviously that's a huge advantage in wheelchair racing. So he went from being like number 2 in the world, just never being able to qualify, lost all his funding and got out of the sport just on the decision of one doctor who happened to work, you know, there was all this network where certain people get favoured. It's all very shady.
But also as well, like if you're, because they do it like C1, C2, C3,
Exactly,
C4,
they're very vague.
depending on how like disabled you are, basically. So C1 is like hay fever, do you know what I mean? And then like C... What?
Not really a disadvantage in the swimming, that one.
No, they're doing it in a garden centre.
You should see how bad it is in summer. It's and then like C8 is like just a fucking head.
C2 is fear of starter pistols. Last week.
C4 is just explosives.
Lol.
So anyway, if you're in like C4, right, and you know that you're a C4 athlete, but the best guy or gal or whatever in C4 is like fucking unbeatable, but C5 is like an absolute fucking joke league, you can be like, oh, this leg's playing up again. I think I'm a bit more disabled than I was 2 years ago. Get yourself down to C5, clear up, become a gold medalist.
Yeah, it's a really hard problem. It's a really hard thing to solve, and there's also bent doctors involved. So it's like,
there ain't much funding going around as well because no one really cares. So, like, well, they don't, do they? Like, no one cares enough to sponsor it.
I mean, some people do. And
it's on Channel 4.
I know, but no one really cares. It's not like the Olympics where everyone's sponsored. It's like your gold, silver.
The Olympics people are not sponsored. Most people, like the vast majority of athletes, make fuck all money. At the Olympics. It's a real scandal,
right?
Yeah.
You got to be,
which is fucked because the IOC make loads of money.
You got to be in a basically the sponsorship's fucked as well. So you can actually make a career and ruin a career by there's a real financial incentive towards fucking jibbing it a bit.
Yeah.
It's mad. It's absolutely mad.
Yeah, it's a really hard problem though, because you have to.
It's not that hard of a problem. Just get ATOS in.
Well, yeah, they're fucking smashing it. Like they just declare all the athletes fit for the main Olympics. No, it's hard because, some things have to be self-reported by the nature of what a disability is. You don't want to exclude people who, have that condition. But at the same time, you don't have enough people with every specific condition to be like, just people who have their right arm missing at the shoulder in this category. You've got to mix it up in order to have equivalence. It's really difficult.
There's as well, there's apparently a thing, and this is ages since I spoke to Jack about it, so I might be talking out my arse here. But I mean, why break the habit of a lifetime? There's also a thing about representation amongst like different continents and countries. Mm-hmm. So in table tennis, there's that dude with no arms and like one leg that just holds the bat. He holds the bat in his mouth and he's like, duh. And apparently,
I don't think he makes that noise.
He doesn't make any noise. He's got a bat in his mouth.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's the noise when he's finished playing. So
spitting the bat out.
So he plays like this, right? And he's hitting the ball around, and apparently, right, and this is gonna shock you, he's fucking shit.
Right.
Like he's absolute dog shit. Yeah. And apparently when you play him, it's like having a bye. Because you're like, put up. Apparently there's a tactic as well in table tennis where they just serve it really close to the net. Yeah, and if you're in your chair, you're like, fucked.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's like the Eddie the Eagle of disabled table tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, right. But he's taking the place of like a great European athlete.
Well, not great.
No, great.
If they were great, they would have won the qualifying.
Great, deserved.
Great's relative, isn't it? Like
a better.
Yeah. But somebody who is genuinely decent, who'd give you a game, who might have a chance of doing all right.
I'd be fine with that. I'd be great. I'd be like, who've we got today? Old No Arms, fantastic.
Old No Arms.
Yeah, that's his name, yeah.
Old No Arms.
Yeah, he's from Vietnam.
But anyway, that's the thing. So it's like, should it be representational or should it just be the best?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, who cares? If we're talking about who gets to finish 16th in the Paralympic table tennis, I'll be honest with you, mate, I'm struggling to muster up the enthusiasm to give a flying shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you deservedly the 16th best in the world? Oh, boo fucking who. Stay at home, you useless cunt.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, you heard that first, Paralympians.
Yeah.
Stay at home, you useless cunt.
I don't think that's the first time I heard it.
If you're the worst one, right, if you're the one who gets taken out for the sympathy vote, you're shit anyway. You're not troubling the top of the leaderboard. They're not doing that to the world's number one, are they? So, who cares? Be better.
Fucking hell.
Just be the 15th best paid table tennis player and you'll be there.
Anyway, basically, what I've been trying to say this whole time is that the Paralympics are full of shit. Absolute rig.
Yeah, the really disabled ones are.
Yeah. I don't think constipated is a category. Let's get in the swimming pool and sink.
I meant that they shit themselves, but I got it wrong.
The hurdles is a real roulette wheel. The 110 metres constipated hurdles.
Laxatives is a banned substance.
People running up like, oh, fucking hell.
Oh, God. I honestly felt it. I'm turtling.
The Piles heptathlon. The Piles long jump. That's the tough one for Piles.
It's just people running and going, you just hear, fuck. Aloe was 8 metres.
Just blood streaming across the sand.
Yeah, but they can only count it from the end of the pile.
The agoraphobic 100 metres starts in the dressing room. The finishing line's just the end of the tunnel to the stadium.
Tourette's rifle shooting.
That would be good. I'd watch some Tourette's categories.
Yeah.
I would have watched the midget the midget pole vault.
Right.
Or high jump.
Just running down with drinking straws.
Just snooker cues. You could actually do a snooker cue.
Good do, yeah.
Right, shall we fuck off?
Yeah, we probably should have done about 10 minutes ago, to be honest with you.
What was the worst thing we said in that episode?
Oh, God knows. I don't want to think back.
I think it was driving over tumors.
Remember back in the early days of this episode when we said there was too much rape and then we started having to go with the disabled?
So, if you'd like to sign up to our Patreon...
I think driving over tumors should be merch.
I'd like to sell some merch. You can buy our merch at deadmentalkpod.com. Sign up for our Patreon at patreon.com/deadmentalkpod. You get a 10% discount on the merch if you sign up to Patreon. So if you're going to buy any merch, sign up to Patreon, get a free month essentially.
Thanks for listening.
Go fuck
off
yourself.
Driving home for tumors.
Talk.